Hi guys, welcome. I am Nicole Williams, a personal brand strategist and project manager. And I basically work with self starters, helping them to convey their value in a way that moves decision makers. And today I decided to get on here and just talk a little bit about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile for career and entrepreneurial growth. So of course, we're living in a time where a lot of us has to pivot, and I think with pivoting, and if you're talking about growth, networking, and trying to create visibility and a digital footprint online, seeing that we're all living in a new norm, and I figured then why not get on here and basically give you some nuggets when it comes to optimizing your LinkedIn profile, which is going to play a pretty big role or should be a big part of your personal brand. And so, like I said again, we're going to talk a bit about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile for career and entrepreneurial growth. So, first, LinkedIn is one of the easiest ways to control your digital presence and positively impact your career. And aside from assisting with job search, LinkedIn pretty much provides a lot of resources for recruiting, for education, and for connecting. And so LinkedIn is a pretty when it reliable vehicle or source when it comes to finding prospects, partners, new talent, and even influencers. LinkedIn is the number one platform for professionals. It has basically over 100 million users, and which makes it a gold mine when it comes to for networking. And so if you're not comfortable networking, you better get comfortable fast because basically right now, especially with the state of the marketplace, LinkedIn is going to be a pretty helpful tool and resource when it comes to helping you to grow and advance your career. 77% of employers are pretty much Googling applicants. And we want to make sure that one of the first things that they find when they Google you is going to be your LinkedIn profile. I know the other day someone was Googling me, and well, I told them to input my business name, and of course my business name has my name. So when they pulled it up, they was like, "Oh, the first thing I'm seeing is your LinkedIn profile and stuff. I'm not quite sure which is the website," which is pretty good. So of course, if you don't have a website, a LinkedIn profile is just as great as your own website, and it helps you to create a strong digital footprint. And so, of course, you want to create a LinkedIn profile that is going to be pretty compelling. And so, LinkedIn is one of the easiest and most impactful ways, like I said, to control your digital presence and in turn positively impact your career and or if you're in the job hunt, the job hunt. So here's how you're going to go about properly optimizing your LinkedIn profile to aid in that. So first and foremost, take your resume. You want to update your resume and then take your resume and you want to then punch some personality into your resume and then formulate that into your LinkedIn profile. So the thing, what I'm basically saying is that your LinkedIn profile gives you the ability to do things that your resume may not be able to do. So for example, when it comes to your resume, it doesn't leave room for too much personality to shine through. And so your LinkedIn profile is going to be the place where you're able to bring through some of your personality. And since most employer or recruiters or hiring managers or pretty much checking out your LinkedIn profiles. In fact, you do have to add your LinkedIn URL to most application when you apply. So you want to take that opportunity to then try to connect with the key stakeholders through your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so first things first. The reason you want to optimize your LinkedIn profile is that it helps you in searches. And by optimizing your LinkedIn profile, you want to make yourself searchable. So, again, first things first, before we get to your title, the first thing that people are going to see is your profile pictures. So, of course, you want to make sure that you have a professional and quality headshot photo that you're using for your profile. And you want to make sure that the picture is visible to everyone. If most people are like me, I do not accept friend requests from anyone or requests from anyone that does not have a profile photo. So of course you want to add your LinkedIn, you want to add your photo, and make sure that your profile is public. Choose something that is high quality. Make sure that your background conveys does not have too much stuff going on, and you want to make sure that it's not blurry. And even if you're gonna take, because I know most of us take pictures from our phone. If you're gonna use your phone to take a photo, just make sure that you're at least getting the best photo that you can get until you can work yourself up to getting a proper headshot. Next, you want to have a great summary. So from time to time, for me, I know I'll tweak my summary just a little bit, but you want to have a summary that makes it clear what the value that you have to offer. So right now, I know for me, my summary currently has my title: personal brand strategist, project manager, content creator. What I've then taken the opportunity to do is below my summary, which is below my headline, in the about section in my summary, I basically just led with my value proposition, which is basically that I work with self starters to help them to convey value in a way that moves decision makers. And so I wrote out what I did, which is a personal brand strategist and communications coach slash project manager. And then the very next thing that you're seeing about me is basically my value proposition. And so that's how I optimize my headline and my summary. See, the thing about the summary is that you want to make your value proposition just short enough where they can actually read it without having to click to open up your full profile. Because most people are browsing, they might not take the time to actually go through to see what you're all about. But if they're able to quickly get a synopsis of what you are all about and the value you have to offer, that may be interest enough for them to then make that extra click to go through and check out your profile. Okay, so when it comes to your summary, you want to make it brief but interested. So, for example, I am going to pull up my summary real quick and I'm going to read that quickly to you. I'm Nicole Williams, a multidimensional and energetic communications professional who married three things I love: problem solving, words, and human connection. I help people and organizations create systems and processes, fine tune their messaging, streamline their marketing, and on exceptionally good days, create positive change in the world. With strengths in sales, account management, business development, project management, writing, and online digital media, I help move a project, company, or goal forward. I also do a bunch of other leadership and personal development stuff, like develop business, hatch new brands, coach, train, venture out to speaking engagements, write articles, and create content. You get the gist. I'm at my happiest when I'm helping other women convey value in the marketplace in a way that moves decision makers. So I pretty much just made my summary pretty brief and interesting. Like I said, unlike a resume, you don't have the opportunity to punch a bit of personality into it. So that was my opportunity to basically punch it up and put a little bit of personality. So somebody get a feel of who I am. The summary section basically also allows you to add images, videos, and stuff, so you're able to attach images, links, and stuff. So for me, I've linked to some articles about me, article about my book, stuff like that. Link to interesting stuff that gives people a feel of who you are and the value you have to offer and how you can add value to them. Another major thing that you can do is you can focus on future goals. So if you are like a student or a graduate getting out of school and you haven't quite figured out, you're just starting out, you can pretty much focus your summary on your future goals and aspirations instead of and the key thing is you don't really want to regurgitate a list of accomplishments, that are or basically if you don't have anything to do, just get a bit more of sharing, telling people about who you are. Get a little bit more personal, but of course in a professional way, to share a bit about your story, what you do, what you enjoy, what your strengths are, what your aspirations are, and that should definitely do the job. You also want to include relevant job or work that you have done in the past. You want to basically list, past jobs and that are relevant to your current to your role and to what you're doing and credentials, and use that to basically shed positive light on what you basically summarized about yourself or the direction in which you want to go. You also want to remember to update your profile, your profile frequently. See, one of the things that I see when I go to a lot of profiles is that while you have a LinkedIn profile, it's not updated. It doesn't have your most, recent positions. If you have gotten awards, I mean, basically, like it's just sitting there dormant. And most of the time, when I've worked with clients, I realize that when we talk about their LinkedIn profile, one of the biggest problems they have is that they can't even remember the login because it's been decades since they visited their LinkedIn profile. And I'm a little bit exaggerating when I say decades, but you get the drift. So you want to make sure you keep it updated. You don't want to wait until the absolute last minute when you realize that that job that you're going to apply for, that it requires your LinkedIn profile. And of course, you're not going to be able to go back. You may update the profile, but updating the profile is one thing. What story does your profile tells about you outside of just you putting in your job descriptions and past jobs and stuff like that? What else does your profile say about you outside of that? Okay, so if you also have certificates, certifications, things like that, you want to basically update those, add those to your profile. You want to also add URLs to whether it be articles, your if you have a personal website, other things that basically shed a light on who you are and the activities you're engaged in at different levels. Another big thing is that you definitely want to ask for recommendations. So if you've worked with someone before, you have employers, you have strategic partners, or you have had clients that you've worked with, or projects that you've assisted on and stuff, send a recommendation request and ask someone to write a recommendation about what it is like to work with you or work alongside you, so that basically speaks. It's one thing to tell people about yourself, but it's another thing when other people say good things about you. So definitely want to ask for recommendations from others. Next thing is LinkedIn gives the ability for you to publish articles. And publishing articles helps to increase your search visibility. It's not necessarily the best place for articles. Like for me personally, I publish articles on my blog and then I kind of drip feed those onto LinkedIn. So, but for those of you who don't have a personal website and you don't want to have to worry about managing a personal website, LinkedIn is a great place for you to publish articles or share your thoughts, industry thoughts on different topics, relevant topics, evergreen topics. or make comments or add your 2 cents to things that are current, that are happening, to keep yourself in the conversation. So LinkedIn is a great place to do that. Join in on other conversation. Join in the discussions when it comes to relevant conversation as it relates. That will help keep you in the loop and also create visibility for you. You also want to optimize your profile for, like I said, for search visibility. So of course, you want to add your city and your state. That also helps when you are on the job hunt and you're looking for opportunities. LinkedIn will then automatically, the way the search engine work, it will basically match you with jobs that are in your area, or it will also tells you that, for example, you have met certain criteria for this job. You check the box on several of the boxes for candidates that they're looking for that job, and that will help. So when you optimize your LinkedIn profile, that also aids in creating visibility for you in a way that basically aligns you with opportunities. You also want to join groups that are relevant to you, groups that are relevant to your industries, and sometimes groups that are adjacent to your industries where you can add value or where you can gain from. So, of course, those were some of my tips when it comes to optimizing your LinkedIn profile for career and entrepreneurial growth. If you have any questions, if there's any points that I didn't touch on that you think you wanted more clarity on, head on over to my website at NicoleWilliamsPR.com and reach out to me. If you want to go ahead, you can go ahead and book a breakthrough sessions so I can chat with you a bit to see where you are and how I can be of help. Like I said, again, I'm Nicole Williams and I'm a personal brand strategist, and I help self-starting professionals like yourself, whether you work a 9 to 5, whether you own a business or a startup, to convey your value in a way that moves decision makers. So if you are one of those people who are looking for a little bit more confidence to basically convey your value, then reach out to me.